Zetech University Sparks and Equity Bank Hawks. Now these teams have met each other a number of times over the last couple of years, and in the recent past the students have gotten the better of the bankers. You all remember last year that there was the students gave the bankers a clean sweep. So let's see what they will do as they meet again today. So we both know that, we all know that Equity Bank have made some additions to their squad. They have bolstered their squad. There have been a few transitions in their team. Some players have left, others have joined, namely Valerie Kemunto, formerly of Zetech Sparks, Rita Aluoch, formerly of KPA. We have Jamima Knight, formerly of KPA. They have all joined to help to bolster the squad. Right. So I hope that you're all tuned in live. If you're not, tell a friend to tell a friend. We have the semi-finals, game 1 starting, as we have our officials telling the teams to get on the court. We're all looking forward to having an amazing game. Yeah, so karibuni sana. In the comments, tell us who you got. Do you have the students or do you have the bankers? Tell us who you think is going to win. Engage us in the live chat and make your predictions early. Please don't be a fan who will make a prediction now and then change after game 2 or game 3, right? Make your predictions early, because once you put it there or in our comment section, the internet never forgets. I'm very much interested to see what strategy they are going to use, how the Equity Bank Hawks plan on taming the students. Of course, the students still have the services of their superstar Medina Okot. This is a young woman who has broken so many, she has achieved so much at a young age, and as a country we are proud of her. And even as she looks forward to going to her next phase, many are hoping that she can finish this one with a bang. And we have first 5 of Betty Kananu, Rita Aluoch, Elizabeth Okumu, Rachel Sewe, and Marianne Nyagaki. For the
I'm with you.
For the students.
Today.
Karibu sana Pato. Finally, World Engineer ametoka kwa kamera, ametujoin hapa kwa commentary. Please Pato, hapa ni kizungu 80% for our international fans.
Hey bro.
So if English is a problem, please just go back to the cameras.
Bro, kizungu hapo ni mkuti kidogo.
For the Zetech University, we have Maureen Bosibori, Ashley Minayo, Christina Kinyi, Chantal Kiobe, and Medina Okot. As the referees look forward to getting us off. Pato,
The matchup is crazy. I'm excited. I'm so excited. Yani nimeshindwa kutulia bro.
whom do you have for this series?
For this series, I don't know. I have Zetech.
You have
I have Zetech.
you have Zetech?
Yes.
I think Equity have what it takes to pull off something. But let's see. The students have been resilient all season long.
Yes.
They've had huge wins. They've fought in very tough games. And let's not remember that Zetech they have beaten Equity home and away this season.
Yes, home and
if I'm
away
not
this
mistaken.
season.
Last season in the playoffs, they swept
They
them.
swept them. Yes,
I think also they beat them in Eludowalo.
in the Walo
So
as well.
at what point does Equity say enough is enough?
So on paper, actually, the records are favoring Zetech Sparks. I don't know. On paper, the record favors Zetech.
Zetech.
And I
My
don't
question
know,
would be,
Uh-huh.
at what point does Equity say enough is enough?
I think this series they're saying enough is enough.
I just hope that they fight. They fight
they
tooth and
should
nail.
fight. They should fight.
They've added some very nice pieces. I love the addition of Elizabeth Okumu, very hard defensive player from UN Dynamite. She joined
Yes.
the Hawks this season.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting. And we are
And that-
underway.
And that's the tip off.
As Zetech Sparks win the tip-off. Well out to Ashley to Chantal Kiobe, being marked by Betty Kananu. High screen by Medina.
That
Chantal
seems like
goes
a travel,
over.
but
Marianne Nyagaki does a good job of deflecting that first possession.
so Chanel Mufasa, I think my job here is done. I was just testing the audio. See you.
Bye, Pato.
Bye, team.
All right, and we begin with a miss by Zetech. Nice transition basket as Rita Aluoch misses a wide open layup. Rachel and Chantal seem to go to the ground. Lovely hustle as Equity retained possession because Zetech won the first jump ball. Elizabeth Okumu to inbound. They're calling a play, looking for Betty Kananu. Ball goes into Marianne. Oh, they almost caused the turnover. Rita Aluoch with the jumper and misses everything. Maureen Bosibori brings the ball up. Out to Ashley. Ashley looking to make something happen. She's closely hounded by Elizabeth Okumu. Nice defense by Elizabeth Okumu as Bosibori drives on Rachel. Doesn't get the first basket to go, and Medina is doing what Medina does. She seems to have tweaked her ankle as she's limping. Christina Kinyi goes on an erratic drive, doesn't get it to go. And then Rachel Osewe with the tough drive, and Equity Bank Hawks draw first blood. What a basket by Rachel Osewe in the transition, moving in between the players. Ashley closely hounded by Elizabeth Okumu, and Medina has to come out farther than she expected to set that screen. Oh, nice backdoor cut by Maureen Bosibori, and she got Betty's number on that one. And here we have a simple saying: if you snooze, you lose. Rachel with the ball, kicks it out to Rita. Rita holds it, almost turns it over. Shot clock winding down. Rita has to take it. She doesn't make it. Marianne tries to hustle for the rebound. It comes out to Zetech. Ball is brought up. Chantal Kiobe to Christina Kinyi with no hesitation whatsoever. She pulls the trigger and she misses it. Oh, nice battle. I'm looking forward to seeing the battle down low between Medina and whoever is marking her, because she's literally a tall order. She's a lot to deal with. Ball goes out to Maureen Bosibori. Instead to Chantal trying to put the move. Oh, she might have gotten away with an extra step. Rachel comes down with it, holds it wisely. Betty back to Rachel. Rachel looking for the post up. This is going to be an interesting matchup. Oh, nifty move by Marianne. That's a $10 move with a 10-cent finish. And Rita Aluoch with the hustle rebound and gets it to go. Equity Bank 4. Zetech Sparks 2. Maureen Bosibori to Ashley. Ashley again trying to post up Medina. Medina gets the ball a bit higher. She bumps her way down, and the moment Medina gets that down low, chances are that she's going to have an attempt because she's too big. You just have to keep out of the paint. Nice save by Rachel. She gets it into Marianne. Marianne has to adjust because of Medina's shot blocking presence, and Zetech come away with it. Right. Ashley Nyayo is blocked. Awesome defense there by Liz. Telling you, Liz is a pest. She's a pest on defense. Betty Kananu with the tough drive gets it back, and Chantal is called for the foul. Good job by Betty Kananu staying aggressive on the drive and not giving up on the play. Betty goes to the line to shoot 2 free throws. And she rattles the first one in. Now, with the way Betty Kananu drives so aggressively, she'll be at that line a lot, I think. And she confirms the second one with nothing but nets as the Bankers take a lead. What a block by Rita, showing her aggression early. Ball out to Liz. Liz driving on Medina, tries to kick it out to Betty, who almost turns it over. Good pressure by Ashley on Rachel. She has to dribble the ball out to Liz again. Betty with the deep 3 because the shot clock winding down, and the rebound comes out to Medina Okot. Brings it out to Ashley as Ashley looks to calm things down. Ashley with the drive, with the kick out to Christine, which is stolen, and Rita is off to the races. And Rita with the easy 2. Rita with the easy 2. Who knows, maybe someday, very soon, we'll see a lady in the KBF dunking on a fast break. That'll be a sight to see. Nice coverage by Betty. She's willing to give up that deep shot by by Bosibori. Bosibori takes the 3 and gets nothing at all. Total air ball. I like the strategy on that play by Betty Kananu. She saw Bosibori wasn't in a position to shoot. She was too far away, and she backed down to double Medina Okot. Good aggression to start off the game by the Bankers. Rachel is called for a stepping out violation as she turns the ball over, and we have our first substitution of the day, of the evening. Valerie Kemunto checks in for Rita Aluoch. Valerie Kemunto, a former Zetech Spark. She spent a number of years with them and had much success at a university level with them. So it's interesting to see her play against her former team. Nice help defense by Liz Okumu. Liz Okumu, for those of you who are wondering, she's the younger sister to Celine Okumu, who plays for KPA, also known for her defensive tenacity. So I guess it runs in the family. A great family of basketballers. Joshua Okumu of Ulinzi, Liz Okumu, as Christine turns the ball over. Liz brings it up, almost thought about throwing the fast break, but decides to hold the possession. Hand off to Betty Kananu. Betty Kananu thought about it. Ball goes inside to Marianne, who has no problem taking advantage of the smaller Chantal Kiobe on that particular play. Good job by the Bankers of executing. Christine might have gotten away with a travel over there, but she was in such a hurry, I think even the referees missed it. Ball out to Ashley, who's being marked by Liz. She goes under the screen, and Ashley goes the other way. Ball out to Medina, kicks out to Christine. Deep 3 and gets blocked as Equity Bank force a shot clock violation, unless the referee has called a foul. Oh my, oh my. The referee seems to have called a foul on, should be, I didn't see clearly, maybe he called a foul on Betty. Equity had played that possession down to perfection until the last second. Nice defense by Liz again. Valerie does a good job starting on the base. Oh, Maureen Bosibori gets the back door again on Betty, and they bring it up. Rachel left wide open, and she makes them pay with a 3. Rachel Oseri is one of those players who you definitely want to get in a groove. Wow. We are in for a good game of basketball. The bankers have come out very aggressive, and that's what you want to see. You know, because they have to set the tone early. They can't let Zetech get the lead and run away with the game very early. So I love to see that from the bankers. For lack of a better phrase, I think the bankers come into the game as underdogs, because having lost quite a number of games to Zetech, but you love to see their fighting spirit. It shows that the coaches have done an amazing job of working on them so far. But basketball is a game of 4 quarters. You play it every possession. So far so good for the bankers, as Coach Morris Obi, a very decorated coach at the university level, and even what he's been able to achieve in the Premier League with his university side. He calls a timeout to talk to his troops and see what they can do, what adjustments they can make. Right now, what is killing them is Equity's defense. Equity's defensive tenacity is just on another level. I love how Liz Okumu is being aggressive and not giving the guards, Ashley and the rest, breathing space. I love how Betty read that play so perfectly in doubling up on Medina. They've done a good job of limiting her touches and limiting her opportunities. You know, when you're playing against a team like Zetech, who have been in the playoffs for a number of years now, you have to choose your poison. Nice tough defense, which forces Medina to cause a turnover as she throws the ball to her bench. You know what she was indicating. Jemima Knight checks in for the game, and she calls a play. Ball into Valerie. Valerie with a turnaround jumper, doesn't get it to go. But they get back to stop the transition basket, which is good, because you don't want to give up a transition after a miss. Jemima Knight hounding Ashley with yet another turnover. Turnovers are piling up for the Zetech Sparks, and that's not something that you'd want to see in a playoff game, especially game 1 in the first quarter, because it kind of gets you out of your groove. Nice release. Val back to Rachel. Rachel, the ball to Betty. Foul on the ground on Maureen Bosibori, as she obstructed, she impeded Betty's movements. Betty Kananu, a veteran in this league, has played at the highest level in so many different competitions. Rachel to inbound, gets the ball to Betty, almost an inerrant pass. Rachel calls a play, gets it to Jemima. As the shot clock is winding down, she was looking for the drop pass, but didn't get it to go, and Equity turned the ball over. Equity seemed to be going into almost a 3/4 court press, or a 75 as it's locally called. I love how they are forcing, they let Chantal go, and Valerie blocks her with some words to her, tells her to get that ball out of there. Now, we all know that's something that Valerie is accustomed to. Anytime she gets a big block, she will let you know about it. And this is play of basketball. You love the intensity, you love the bit of spicy talking. It makes the game much better. Ashley Minaya with a 3, doesn't get it to go. Nice tip out by Rachel to herself. As she brings the ball up, in checks in Melissa Kinyi for Betty Kananu with the immediate drive, with the kick out. Val, open 3 for Jemima Knight. Jemima Knight misses it, but Rachel chases it down, doesn't get it. But again, you love the intensity and the hustle that's being shown by the Equity Bank Hawks. Chantal to inbound. Ball to Maureen Bosibori, who's being checked by Melissa, who decides to sink down and wait for the 3-point line. High pick, doesn't get it to go. Maureen with the kick out, almost another turnover. Chantal Kiobe with a nice baseline spin, gets it with the line jumper, misses. And Equity Bank come down with the rebound out to Melissa Akinyi. Melissa Akinyi realizing that Val had a mismatch, but Val miscalculated her angle and ended up missing, but that was the right play to make. Nice chase down, and the referee on the far side of the court, questionable, but let's say our referee's confusion or decision is always final. As Equity Bank's Melissa seems to plead her case with our referee Sue, who made that call. It sends Maureen Bosibori to the line, and she gets the first one to go. That's always a good sign after you've had a scoring drought. The moment you see the ball going through the net, it does something to you mentally. And Maureen Bosibori makes them both nothing but net, pure shots. Inbound to Jemima Knight. She's calling for a play. Kicks it out to Melissa, to Valerie Kekemunto. She looks to put the move. Equity have very little off the ball movement happening, and they end up turning the ball over. Christina Akinyi wide open. I don't think she has ever been that wide in her life, and she misses it. Valerie with the outlet pass to Jemima Knight. Jemima Knight with a tough drive, and she gets fouled. And she will go to the line to shoot 2 free throws. Jemima Knight with a tough, aggressive move to the basket. And I really like how Equity are playing aggressive in the first quarter. Jemima Knight comes up short on the first one as her teammates encourage her from the bench and on the court. And she rattles in the second one. Tunasema hata maragwe ni mboga, bora basket ingie. Nice full court pressure, nice double team by Equity Bank. Good hustle play by Valerie. She literally goes to the floor. Oh, nice rip out play. Jemima Knight with a step back on Medina Okot, who has almost a whole foot on her, and the ball gets volleyball spiked into the first row. Good job by Medina trying to get the fans involved, by sending them volleyball tap out. Melissa Akinyi to inbound the ball to Jemima Knight. Jemima Knight also trying to cut the angle, doesn't get it, handoff to Melissa. Val had the inside position and she gets to score. Lovely post up by Valerie Kemunto, realizing where her defender was and asking it for exactly where she wanted it. And that's a defensive lapse. But this is playoff. That's a playoff foul. As long as the ball doesn't go up, we're all good. And there was no malice, no ill intent. That was just Val had already soared the skies, and Christine happened to fake. I did not see any malice, so I hope the referees, they call it a side ball. Apparently she hadn't gathered. I thought that she had gathered that ball and she had pump faked, but maybe they don't consider a pump fake to be the act of shooting. So that's a good foul by Val. Medina with a jumper, and Jemima is off to the races, doesn't get control of the ball, has to hold it up. Nice kick out to Melissa. As the ball goes to Valerie, who's wide open and misses everything. Jemima Knight almost had an inerrant shot, but couldn't handle it. And Zetech Hawks come up with the possession. Medina Okot inbound. Equity still staying with their full court press, and they give the ball to Medina to bring up. Oh, you look at her, you can put the moves, and another turnover by Medina Okot. This cross court or the kickouts just don't seem to be working for her in the first quarter. Melissa Akinyi wide open, the shot clock is winding down, and she doesn't get it to go. But nice heads up play. What a first quarter by the Equity Bank Hawks and a good fight by the Zetech Sparks. Wow, we are in for a series. If this is going to be the intensity by the Equity Hawks, the students have themselves a series to figure out. And scores are 16-6 favor of Equity Bank Hawks. And after losing a number of games, this is how you'd want them to come out fighting. Guns blazing, intensity on defense, being pressure, because they have forced Zetech into a number of turnovers just because of their defensive intensity. So let's just hope that even as the coach, as he rotates his bench, he'll be very aware of who his energy players are and what adjustments to make. Equity Bank are coached by head coach Ben Olude, assistant coach Samba Mjomba. They played the point guard position in their playing days, so they have a great basketball mind. And we'll be back with the second quarter shortly. And we are back. Nice drive. The jumper comes up short. Medina caught with the offensive rebound into the diving Christina Kinyi, and she gets fouled immediately by Rita. And I think we'll see, this time I think we'll see Christine go to the line. If she would have pump faked, then definitely she might have gotten the call like last time, and she would have been told that she's not in the act. We are streaming live from Nyayo National Gymnasium. If you still plan on coming, please come. There's some time as the gym steadily fills up. If you're not able to make it, tell a friend to tell a friend. We are live on Foul and One, and we are streaming this game, and after this we'll also be streaming as Christine gets the second one to go. A turnover by Equity Bank, and scores are 16-8 favor Equity. Deep three by Christine. She pulls up like Steph Curry, but comes up short. Nice hustle play by Ashley to keep it in play, and Medina gets the inside position, but good job forcing her out. Nice adjustment. Oh, I love how Equity rotated on that play. The possession remains with Zetech Sparks. Nice inside pass to Medina, who takes a one-legged fadeaway, doesn't get it to go. I like how they're playing Medina so far. They're not making anything comfortable for her, and they're battling a pound to pound. Nice find, nice beautiful find, and backdoor cut by Rita Alwatch as she makes it 18-7. That's a wayward pass. Oh, Zetech lost control of the ball, and Medina's right there to pick up the pieces, and she gets it. Now, one thing that Equity does not want is to let Medina get into a groove, or any Zetech player for that matter. They've done a good job in the first quarter of containing them, and that intensity should just continue. Ball is forced, as they forced a turnover out of Rita, but they couldn't keep it in bounds. That's the type of intensity you'd want to see from Rita Alwatch. Today I'm wondering where my co-host has disappeared to. Robert RJ put back Wanjala. I can see him over there in the VIP seats. Hey, Roba bana, kama ulipanda bei utuambie bana. Mimi umeniwacha tu nyuma. Betty Kananu with the deep three and doesn't get it to go. Medina Okot pulls on a big rebound. Ashley Nyayo brings it up, kicks it out to Maureen. Nice baseline drive. And Marianne Nyagaki with the big swat and points to the rafters. Tells her, hey, go look for your own dream to play around with. Wow. I'm loving the defensive intensity so far. Christina Kini is forced off the line all the way to the three-point line. Medina Okot with a deep post up, and the referee's caller for a 3-second violation. I was actually just about to comment, I feel like her legs are inside the paint one too many seconds, and the referees seem to concur with me. Good job by the referees on seeing that. Melissa Kenya with a drive and the kick out, and it's an inerrant pass. Now, one thing about Melissa that Zetech need to figure out is that most of the times when she's driving, it's to collapse her defense and then to kick it out to the open, either the open cutter or the open shooter. Just that time she could not execute, ends up in an equity turnover, and Zetech come up with the possession. This gymnasium is filling up slowly and steadily. If you come here in an hour, I'm sure you won't be able to get any space. Nice defense by Melissa with a tough drive, and she almost gets it to go. Woo. Melissa had the size and body advantage on that particular drive, and she made use of it. She gets fouled, goes to the line for 3. Let's hope that she can convert. Scores are 18-9 favor Equity. Make that 19-9 favor Equity Bank Hawks. Melissa on the line for her second free throw. She nothing but net, makes it a 20-9 lead. As you have a substitution. Oh, they're subbing off Medina Okot and in comes Chantal Kiobe. It seems like Coach Obi has decided to go small with Christine as the only legitimate post player. Oh, that's a defensive lapse, and they did not rotate in time, and they got punished. Equity Bank seemed to have lost her in the rotation. Ball out to Betty Kananu, puts the move on. Marianne Nyagaki with a drive, tough finish. Nice aggression by Marianne Nyagaki, and that's what you want to see. Zetech Sparks, they must get stops and they must get baskets on offense. Tough move by Christine. I feel like she's hurrying into a shot or forcing up shots that are off balance and inerrant. She should just let the game come to her, see what the defense is giving her. Melissa Akinyi trying to make a move. Deborah Obunga with the inside pass. Marianne Nyagaki let it go, thinking that it wasn't intended for her, and it was. You know the story of, you may think it's you, kumbe it's you. And you may think it's not you, kumbe it's still you. Please tell us where you're tuned in from. Tell us where you're watching us from. If you're from within or without, please, we would love to know where you're watching us from. Also, make your predictions. Tell us who is going to win this series. Zetech Sparks trying to make something happen. Nice pressure defense. They are forcing Christine to catch the ball out so far away, and this time she gets the drive. Christine is a right dominant hand ball driver, so they should do a job of getting her off her right hand. Oh, that was a moment of confusion. Luckily, Equity come up with it as Melissa calms things down. Deborah Obunga with entry pass. Rita gets the rebound. The ball did not hit the rim, so the shot clock did not reset. Marianne was at the rim and she kicked it out. I would have loved to see Melissa attempt that shot instead of kicking it out. Nice job by Rita I felt he might have gotten fouled, but hey, it's the playoffs. 3 by Zetech, don't get it to go. Ball off the foot of probably Betty Kananu, and the possession remains with the Zetech Sparks, as the as the Equity Bank Hawks are debating that call, or they are disputing it. They're saying that that ball came off a Zetech leg. Scores are 22-13, favor Equity Bank Hawks, as you have a quick timeout on the floor. And we are back. Oh, tough shot by Medina Okota, and she gets it to fall, plus the foul means she's going to the line with the opportunity of making it a 6-point game, which she does. Scores are 22-16. A tough defense by Zetech on Betty Kananu, and she was able to cut the corner, and Zetech go on a run, leak out pass to Christine, and the students are making a run for it to end the second quarter. Now, nice pressure now by Zetech, as Equity seem to not know what to do. Rita with the kick out pass back to Deborah. Wide open Betty Kananu. Oh, and she doesn't need more than 2 inches to get off a shot. What a shot by Betty Kananu, which brings the lead back to a 7-point, which makes the lead a 7-point game. Jemima Knight overplaying that possession on defense. Entry pass to Medina. You see, with Medina, you can't let her get too deep under the rim. She will punish you. Scores are 25-20. Jemima Knight calling out a play as she's hounded. Oh, nice hedge out. Jemima Knight trapped with nowhere to go. Wisely throws the ball off the leg of Christina Kinyi to retain the possession. Oh, that was a nice hedge out by Zetech Sparks. And it's small things like that that will make the difference in a playoff series. The extra effort, the extra hustle, the extra energy. This is what you've been training for all season. You know, you're literally 3 games away from the finals. Ball out to Deborah. Jemima is able to get the corner. What a drive and what a finish by Jemima Knight. Nice hustle play, and Jemima Knight forces a turnover. Wow. Again, it's small plays like that that will win you a series or a game or a quarter. You know, because you go one possession at a time. Who has the right energy player is at what level. Lovely play by Jemima. Ball out to Debbie Obunga. Marianne almost had the inside position, but ends up in a turnover. again, they are letting Medina catch the ball deep under the rim, and she's bound to get something to go from there. You know, in the first quarter, they were doing an amazing job of pushing her out and making her uncomfortable by getting the ball far away from the rim. Now she's getting the ball in very deep position, and at some point something will have to fall. Betty Kananu is hounded. Jemima Knight with another almost layup sees Medina and decides to change her mind. Ball open to Betty Kananu with a deep, doesn't get it to fall. Last touch of Rita Aluoch, and the ball goes in the favor of the Zetech Sparks. Medina Okot looks to be a bit gassed out there as she has played most of the first half. I'm telling you, it's a battle down there. Chantal Kiobe, who has been relatively quiet, knowing her potential and what she can do, and right on cue she makes a tough drive and misses it, and Equity Bank are off to the races. Betty Kananu brings it up. Nice entry pass by Betty Kananu, and Marianne Nyagaki can't convert at point blank range. Wow. Nice steal there by Debbie Obunga, another veteran player in this league. Betty Kananu out to Jemima Knight, no hesitation, takes the three and gets it to drop. Big three there by Jemima Knight. Ashley Minayo with the pass to, Rachel overplayed that. She went for the steal and she got, Rita Aluoch, sorry. She went for the steal and she got burnt. You know, like you're told, any good coach will tell you, hey, if you're not in a position or if you're not 100%, just let them get the ball and adjust and play your defense. But the moment you go for the steal and you miss it, it's a wide open drive as you're leaving. Christina Kinyi misses the second as Betty Kananu brings it up, trying to put the moves. She has the size advantage. Nice double team. Rachel hesitated and she lost the advantage of the double team. Jemima Knight with the drive and the kick out. Rita Aluoch with an errant pass. Betty Kananu with the big drive, and Chantal Kiobe is called for the obstruction foul. That was Betty Kananu trying to make something out of nothing, because that possession was going nowhere. They had Medina down low who would have altered that shot. So Chantal just bailed out the Equity Bank Hawks. Nice hustle play by Marianne Nyagaki to retain possession, and Jemima Knight throws it away right into the hands of Zetech Sparks. But they get back well. And someone missed Medina down low. Medina with the three, and she misses it. Jemima Knight comes up with the rebound. Kicks it out to Betty. Betty, entry pass to Marianne Nyagaki. Nice swipe, nice drive. Marianne Nyagaki must be one of the most unlucky players on Equity Bank today, because she has all the right moves, she has all the right positions, all the right drives, but she just can't get the last hand movement to drop. She has been in the right places, making the right moves, but she just can't get the shots to drop. Hopefully she will adjust before it's too late. Rita Aluoch around post, turning inside, up and under, and she misses it as her hair comes on her face to block her view. Ball out to Chantal Kiobe. Rita Aluoch, that looked like a questionable deflection. And you can see Coach Obi on the sidelines. He's furious about that non-call, as he felt. He felt that Rita Aluoch came from behind over his player, should not have legal position to challenge that entry pass. Now Zetech going into full court press, ball in into Rachel Sewe, and she calmly brings the ball over, almost turns it over, and Zetech forced a turnover from the Equity Hawks. Ball lobbed into Medina, good job of kicking her out by Betty. Wide open three, doesn't get it to fall, and they scramble around for the rebound and they get it to fall. Liz trying to put the speed on, she wisely holds it up. Rachel left open, nice head fake out to Marianne. Marianne trying to put the move, doesn't get it to fall, and we have another jump ball. Wow. One thing that I love about both teams is that after a turnover or a miss, they are not mourning it, but they are immediately switching from offense to defense, and they are trying to make hustle plays. So that's some good effort being shown by both teams. Again, another turnover as the two referees seem to disagree about the call, and you see Sue and Jazz coming together, and they determine that Jazz was in a better position. As we have a timeout on the floor, timeout for Zetech Sparks. Scores are Zetech 21, Equity Bank Hawks 30. And we'll be right back after this timeout. Nice drive under the basket by Chantal Kiobe. And we have yet another jump ball. Nice basket right out of the timeout. Right out of the timeout, and that's what you want to see. Good execution. It shows that the players, they listened to what the coach was saying in that timeout, and they wound up with a big possession. As we see the SG of the South Sudan Basketball Federation checking in, Aru Ramadan Chiol, former player in Kenya. He's played a lot of his basketball in Kenya, some in Uganda, and it's always nice to see the love and the camaraderie he has towards Kenya. We have, as this game comes to a half, scores are Zetech 23, Equity Bank 30. We'll be right back for the second half of this game. And the second half is underway. Equity Bank Hawks to kick it off. Nice swipe by Marianne, kick out to Val. Val looking to put the moves on Medina. Nice entry pass to Rachel, who can't handle it. Ball out to Jemima, back to Rachel. They missed Marianne on the entry pass. Val wide open with a jumper, nothing but net. And Equity Bank pick up right where they started.
Yes,
Leo kidogo nimekutoroka kidogo.
Nashangaa umekuwa mtu wa KBF na usemi.
Tuko hapa, tuko live, tupo site. Very good. The game so far.
The referee seemed to have blown the whistle, yet there was no altercation. The ball did not hit the top of the backboard. I'm wondering what the ref at the table as Jazz now goes over. And the referees, they are trying to sort it out with the table, try and see what the confusion is all about as it comes to a standstill. Equity Bank have really come out aggressive in this game, and that's what you want to see. They are trying to get rid of their past demons, and there's no way that they'd want to go down 1-0 in the first game. I think if they win the first game, we'll definitely have a series on our hands. I actually want them to win, not because I am, I'm biased towards them, but I know if they win, we'll have a good series on our hands.
Yeah. It's a very interesting game. Very, very interesting game. And so far, Equity Bank executing their game plan, and it's really working for them. Coming out aggressive, testing everything. And it's like they've got Zetech University off them. This one.
As we see someone doing the tightrope, Medina with a hard drive inside, she's quickly cut off, she kicks it out, this time not a turnover. Oh, we might have to go with an extra step. Referee is going to call a foul in the act of shooting. Again, Equity were just one step away from making it a perfect defensive possession, but they couldn't. And once you allow Medina to get that deep position on you, be it on the offense or the entry pass, she's going to cause havoc. And I felt in the first quarter they did an amazing job of pushing her way out of the paint, making her catch the ball way out. They were forcing her to rebound the ball. I mean, they're keeping her off the boards because we know that any given day she can drop 20 rebounds on you without even blinking an eye. So they did a good job. In the second quarter, they kind of let her get back into the game. So I'm hoping now that they will tighten it up and make sure that they keep her off, because she's a key component as to, based on Zetech's success. Medina has to have a big game.
She has to have a very big game, huge game. I know she's already feeling the pressure. Maybe they will come and execute their game plan.
If I were her, I mean, as she gets the first free throw to go, I would not have any pressure at all, because she has played on way bigger stages than this. She has been, she has been there. She has been to the biggest stage of them all and performed at a high level. So she just needs to trust herself, to trust her training. As she gets the second one to go, and you see immediately the ball left her hand, she was already diving in for the rebound.
If you watch the last series from him, when they're playing Storms, so Memorial Storms, she has that new tendency of just shooting the ball and running.
Following it. Yeah, because that you kind of get your defender off guard. Right.
And it's a quick timeout.
Again, I'm wondering whether it's a timeout or it's a technical timeout, because there seems to be an issue at the table again. I'm wondering what the issue is, because now we see both the coaches with two referees over there at the table. The referees are trying to explain something to them. And let's see whether it will be resolved, as the players have this opportunity to talk, and Coach Ben is looking to make the most of this by drawing up a play and giving out instructions. This is the beauty of it, because this is a free timeout that the coaches get without having to use any one of their own timeouts. And the referees, they signal for the play to continue. Seems to be Equity Bank Hawks ball, and the referees are bringing their free timeout to an end. That's a very good strategy by Coach Ben Olude and Coach Samba. Equity Bank Hawks to inbound. You see Melissa Akinyi at the sidelines. She inbounds it to Jemima Knight, who brings the ball out. Nice pressure. Ball to Marianne to Melissa. Nice entry pass to Val. Val gets it blocked, kicks it out to Jemima with no hesitation. Jemima comes up short, rebound out, and Chantal Kiob is off to the races. She holds it, she pulls it out, looks for the pass, gets it to Medina. Medina trying to put the moves on Marianne, doesn't get it to go. And Chantal with a nice reverse move. Melissa moving her feet well. And and just what we talked about happened. You see, the moment Medina shot the ball, her defender forgot about her, and she had an open line to go and get the rebound. Luckily, they don't, Equity don't get punished on that, and Medina should have scored that. It's a common ball, so possession goes to Zetech. Ball inbounded to Chantal. Chantal looking to adjust the corner. Oh, what a block by Valerie on Medina. What a block. Oh my God. Medina thought she had an open layup. She thought she had a wide open shot underneath the rim, and Valerie comes flying out of nowhere. My God. That's the extra effort that you'd want to see in a playoff game. That's the extra effort that we are talking about. The series winning, game clinching effort. Ashley to inbound. Oh, a miscommunication there among the Zetech Sparks, and it ends up in a turnover. Scores are 32-25, favor Equity Bank Hawks. If I was Equity, I would try to put this game away in the third quarter. I do not want to be trading baskets with Zetech in the fourth quarter, given their history. Jemima to Val. Val with an almost turnover, and it is a turnover. Good defense by Chantal. Chantal, no hesitation, pulls up for the three and gets it to go. Now Chantal has been quiet this whole first half, so to see her getting going, that could be a bit of an issue. Oh, and Jemima Knight gets a volleyball spike, and that's the second time that Medina is blocking Jemima Knight with another volleyball spike. My God, that's a playoff block right there. You know, as a guard, when you're going up against a big man, you need to adjust. You need to have some tricks up your sleeve, especially if the person is one of the top shot blockers in the country. That's where your training comes in, you know, your instincts of what to do, how to do, when to stop, when to cross, when to spin, you know, when to accelerate, when to decelerate. And we have two substitutions as Rita and Melissa check in for Jemima and Valerie. Entry pass to Betty Kananu. Betty Kananu with a strong drive, kick out. And yet another block by Medina. And Medina is starting to talk a bit spicy. And as I said, you love that. playoff atmosphere. You love to hear that. Talk your talk, talk your talk. She blocked it with his chest, with her chest, you know. Betty Kananu, a nice deflection, and the ball ends up with Zetech Sparks. Nice hard defense there by Rachel, but the ball remains with Zetech. Chantal looking to put the moves on Betty, and both Jazz and Sue make the same call, so they must be right. Chantal beat Betty to the spot, and Betty's called for an obstruction foul. Nice pressure there. Oh, she might have gotten away with the travel, and Rachel was playing awesome defense on her and just bailed out at the last minute. You see, part of playing good defense is playing it for the entire possession. You might have her on the first few steps, the first few seconds, but you have to finish the possession. You have to finish that defensive possession. She almost had her, but Zetech ended up with 2 free throws, which she almost airballs the first one. And she rattles the second one in. Equity Bank to inbound. Betty Kananu inbounds it to Rachel, back to Betty. Betty looking to put the moves, and she almost gets that left-hand layup to go. As Zetech forced the turnover, hounding pressure by Rachel into Medina. She's bumped by Beryl. Ball kicked out to Maureen. Oh, nice scooping layup. Christina Kini comes up with it, and she wisely pulls it out. She's hounded by Rita. Back to Maureen. Looks to put the move on Melissa, doesn't get it to go. And Medina with a heads-up play. And Melissa with the big rebound. Kicks it out to Betty, who turns the corner. Quick crossover. Spins back around. Good cut-off play. Rachel kicks it out to Melissa, and right now Equity seem to have lost their rhythm as they can't get anything to go, as Zetech have cut the lead down to a 3-point lead, as we have a shoe mishap on the court. Chantal Kiobe's shoe seemed to have left her behind. I don't know, maybe today in the morning she read the book of Cinderella of how she left her one slipper behind. Well, Chantal, if you're able to play the way you have played in some of the past games, you are definitely invited to that dance. Chantal is taking her time to tie her shoes, giving her teammates like Medina a well-earned breather. And she seems to be in no hurry whatsoever to tie that shoe. Finally, it's done. She's helped to her feet by Christine. Possession still remains with Zetech. As we have a timeout on the floor called by Coach Morris Obi. Scores are 32, Equity Bank Hawks, Zetech Sparks 29. All right, and we are back. Scores are 5:29 on the. I mean, the time is 5:29 to go. Scores are 32-29, favor Equity Bank.
Sinasikia hii kitu iko vizuri. Mbona mnasema itasikika? Microphone check channel. Au nisikii? I know, I understand totally. This zero bali kwa
to all of our fans who are viewing us. We were informed that the game had stopped due to a shot clock malfunction, and they seem to have rectified it, and the game is set to pick up where it left off. 5:27 left in the third. Scores are 32-29, possession with Zetech. Sorry for the delayed information. We had to get confirmation of what was going wrong, and we were told that the shot clock was malfunctioning. And now we are back like we never left. Zetech have put on a good comeback to cut the lead down to 3. At some point they were trailing in this game by 11 points, and in the third quarter they seem to have found their groove as Equity has lost theirs. Let's hope that after that lengthy timeout the coaches have had enough time to talk to the players and to calm them down, and the players have had a chance to see what they were doing right or wrong. Inbound pass stolen, but Equity retained possession, and it's stolen again. What a steal by Maureen Bosibori. She literally picked Rachel's pocket. Chantal thought about the 3, went for the drive instead. I thought she had the 3, she had a wide open 3. Oh, good job by Maureen of keeping her pivot foot. Other players would have committed a travel violation on that. Ball out to Medina, and she has to hoist it up and she comes up with nothing but air, or an air ball as we like to say. Liz Okumu brings up the ball. Nice turnaround. Oh, that's a solid screen. Liz had that possession. I don't know why she killed her dribble so early. Good job by Rachel hustling back on defense. Chantal gets the entry pass, and Equity are able to get back. Medina with a long jumper, and she gets it to go. And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, it's a 1-point game. Zetech have clawed their way back into this with their tenacity and their defense, forcing Equity to make bad decisions. Betty Kankanano with a contested 3, and she comes up with an air ball. Liz Okumu challenges it and forces Medina into committing a turnover. Good job by Liz on not giving up on the play after that miss by Betty Kananu. Side ball inbound, Equity ball, 14 seconds on the shot clock. Nice pressure by Zetech as Rachel has nowhere to go. Liz trying to force issues, and she gets it almost stolen, and we have a common ball. Oh, things are getting a bit chippy and feisty over here. Again, it's playoff basketball. This is what you want to see. Wow, I'm loving the intensity. It is a low-scoring game. I'm wondering whether it is good defense or bad offense. Anyway, if this is the intensity, we seem to have a series on our hands. Inbound pass by Melissa, it's inerrant and stolen by Christina. She played that passing lane next to perfection, and Betty Kananu comes up with another steal as she kicks it back to Marianne, who brings it up. Handoff to Betty, handoff to Melissa, nice revert move, and Melissa with a deep 3, and she comes up with another air ball. Oh my God, Equity seem to be shooting quite a few air balls after that break, so you wonder whether they have gone cold or what the issue could be. Nice entry pass to Medina as Medina bumps and grinds and pounds, and she gets it to fall. That was a reach and foul by Rita Alwatch. Now, any coach will tell you, if you're going to foul, make sure the ball does not go even near the rim. If you're taking a foul, it should be a total foul. It should be a player foul, a hard foul. To leave that ball with no chance of going in. Good, strong play by Medina Okot. And she misses the free throw, and she follows her own rebound. Oh my God. I think the referees, they need to be careful and be very vigilant. Oh, yet another foul on the basket by Christina Kinyi. The referees, they need to be very careful with Medina when she shoots the free throw, because it seems like she leaves the free throw line even before the ball hits the rim. And the referees, they also follow the flight of the ball instead of looking at where Medina's feet are. Quick timeout by Equity Bank. as Zetech take the lead 35-32. And we have Christina Kini at the line when we come back. Christina Kini gets the free throw to drop and scores at 36-32. We have Zetech, they have taken back the lead. Oh, tough basket by Liz Okumu. Tough basket by Liz Okumu. Nice hustle play by Equity to come up with the possession as Melissa Kini wisely holds it. Oh, tough play. Val steps into a three-point, almost gets it to go. Nice hustle play by Betty Kananu, doesn't get it to fall. Oh, that was a tough contest. That was a tough contest of the shot. Christina Kini with the drive, Medina with a good head fake, and she has the sweet touch and she gets the jumper to go. Right, check. Melissa with a good head fake and with the drive, and she doesn't get it to fall. And Bosibori into Medina. Medina cannot handle it. Val saves it, throws it away, and we have Liz with a leak out. Oh, and Liz Okumu cannot convert that. Wow. I'm telling you, this is end-to-end action. As we have Liz Okumu at the line. As she gets the first one to drop. Right, as she misses the second one and Medina collects the rebound, kicks it out. Christina Kini with the drive. Medina with the soft touch. My God, for a person her size, she definitely has a soft touch. Moin Bosibori with another steal. Oh, they don't get it to go. Nice hustle play back by Liz. We have Chantal with the inbound. Moin Bosibori with the drive. Chantal, she tries to lob it up to Christine. Christine with a good position, gets inside, kicks it out, and Medina goes all the way out to the three-point line. She comes up with an air ball. I felt like she had the jumper, but she decided to take a step back three. And she ends up causing a turnover. I mean, she ends up going with an air ball. Jemima Knight looking to push the pace in the last few minutes of this third quarter. Liz Okumu looking to drive, and with she had nowhere to go. Good contest as Jemmy Manai taps it out. Possession remains with Zetech. Zetech to inbound. Oh, yes. Chantal Kiobe steps out of the line. She steps on the line right in front of us here in the studio.
Chanel Mufasa, how are you?
Yes, sir. I'm enjoying this game. This has been a game of runs. Right now, Zetech seem to have made one.
I'm
and are
wondering
forcing
why you are
Equity.
alone. I'm wondering why you're alone in the studio.
I'm wondering also. That's why you're here to fix the technical hitches. That's why you are our engineer. Medina with an orthodox dribble and the kick out. Melissa to Debbie Obunga, who holds it patiently with a hard drive. And Medina with another volleyball spike. My good God. Medina has had quite a few volleyball spikes this third quarter. Right. Medina with a big volleyball spike. Wow. You love to see that defensive intensity. Wow, wow, wow. Looking to put the moves with the teardrop, doesn't get it to go. As we come to the end of the third quarter. Scores Zetech 41, Equity Bank Hawks 35. That was a big quarter by the Zetech Sparks to come back and take the lead by 6. They've had a really huge quarter. That was amazing. Wow. Equity Bank have to dig deep to come up with a big quarter, because they would definitely not want to go down 1-0 against the Zetech Sparks. We'll be back with the fourth and final quarter of this game. Stay tuned. We are back with the fourth and final quarter of this game. Medina looking to put the moves and wisely kicks it out. Nice entry pass as Medina puts on the moves. Oh, what a lefty layup. What a lefty layup by Medina Okot. That was a move that you don't see a person of her size doing. As we have an injury on the other side of the court. I'm trying to see who is down. It looks like Valerie Kemunto seems to have picked up an injury on that last drive of hers, as Betty Kananu is trying to make the case with the referee at center court. Valerie gets up a bit shaken up as she walks away back to the bench, and that's a sight as a coach that you'd like to see. At least it shows signs of no serious injury. Debbie Obunga brings it up. Nice entry pass to Rita with an acrobatic catch, but a very unorthodox finish.
And a big rebound from Medina Okot.
They let Medina get back into the game in the third quarter. She had jumpers, she had rebounds, she had, pick and rolls, and they just let her get back into this game. Tough drive, good job by Christine to get that pass. Medina with the head fake again, and she just blows by them. You wonder how can a person, we don't expect with that skill set to just blow by people like that. Amazing job by Medina Okot.
Amazing job, and as we said, Janelle, it was all about Medina having a huge game tonight.
They kept her out in the first half, and then they let her loose in the second.
And loose she is.
Man, she's been hitting fadeaway jumpers, one-legged jumpers, blow-by drives, off-leg drives. She's been big. And now she takes the three. Oh my God! What can't that woman do? Medina has been big in the second half, and she's part of the reason as to why Zetech are enjoying that lead. That and their defensive tenacity. Zetech University in the third quarter, they turned it up.
Yeah. And I don't know what's not working for Equity Bank right now.
I think they went away from what was working for them in the first half.
Yeah.
You see, in the first half, they were playing Medina a bit more physical. They were keeping her out of the paint. By the time she was getting the ball, it was far away. Then they were boarding her up, like they were playing close-up physical defense on her, not giving her any room to operate or to breathe. But now, in the third quarter, they seem to have let up that pressure. They let Christine Akinyi get a number of offensive rebounds. So multiple possessions would definitely lead to baskets. And then they also stepped up the defensive tenacity. Equity had more turnovers in the third quarter than they did in the entire first half.
I think turnovers has been the key.
Yeah, but those were turnovers forced by the defense from Equity.
From Equity Bank.
Yes. Equity in the first half, they were the one forcing the turnovers, as we had Medina throwing away inerrant passes. And now it seems the tables have turned. And now it is Zetech forcing the turnovers and having their way.
I think if Equity Bank will try and stop the fast break opportunities for Zetech, maybe they're going to be in this game. Because all is not gone. It's still an open game.
Betty Kananu with the big three to cut it down to a single-digit lead, which makes the lead 9. That scores Equity Bank 38, Zetech 47. There's still a lot of time on the clock to play, so Equity just needs to keep their calm, get stops and get quality looks.
That was Naomi trying to outside that back.
Oh, Betty going on a 5-0 run by herself. And as she drove
just opened up.
it opened like as if she was Moses parting the Red Seas. I think she must have read the story of Moses in the morning.
She wrote the story of Moses in the Bible.
Betty Kananu, if this one goes in, oh, he check. If that went in, Coach Obi would have definitely called the timeout.
And that would have brought this house down tonight.
Yeah, so you wonder, should you check whether you're on fire or should you hold for a quality possession, because they were on a 3-on-2 possession.
I think they should have waited and have a better attempt in the basket.
But they end up coming up with nothing.
A bit rushed from Betty.
There's still a lot of time on the shot clock. Rachel handoff to Betty. Betty looking to make something happen. Turns the corner, gets a double switch, but they did not get the switch that they wanted. As Rachel is under pressure, 4 seconds on the clock. Zetech force another turnover, and they have the numbers. It's a 4-on-3. Ashley tries to go in by herself. Betty takes a very necessary foul.
That is what I just said. If Equity Bank can try and stop those fast break opportunities for Zetech University, I don't think that will work in their advantage. That was a nice IQ play.
Yes, by Ashley Minaya. Ball into Christine with no hesitation, and she gets it to go. The referees call it a long 2, as she had 1 foot inside the line. Man.
Chanel, how good has Christine been?
I felt in the first half she was rushing and not playing to her strengths. Now she's letting the game come to her. The first half she was forcing issues, and almost turnover. Rachel with the jumper, it's pure with the reply. Scores are 42-51, favor Zetech Sparks. Still a 9-point game. Chantal Kiobe, who has had a relatively quiet, and the referee called a 3-second violation on Medina. She spent too much of time in that lane. Aliweka kibanda ya M-Pesa pale.
I feel that was a bailout call by the referees. Equity Bank still, they have to do a better job of putting Medina out of that paint.
Yeah, yes.
Deep positions inside the paint, bad things are going to happen.
Yeah, actually I agree with the call, because I've seen on a number of possessions she has been inside the paint for way too long. And these days, even without the ball, you're called for the violation. And almost turnover as Betty to Rachel. Rita with the head fake, with the easy, oh my God. And it was on her left hand. She's left-handed, you'd expect her to drop that layup, and she misses it. As Medina kicks it out. Deep 3. And right there you have a 3-point turnaround. Rita misses the open layup to try and cut the lead down to 7, yet now they find themselves down by 12. That was huge. That was a huge possession right there.
Very huge possession. That is a trap violation. I believe, yes. The referees have to call that.
You see, I feel that whenever Betty is coming off the handoffs, she's initiating the contact instead of trying to move away from the defender. So that makes it legal contest, and that way she's not getting the calls, because she's going to where the defender is at, and the defender already had the legal possession. And Betty's going to take a frustration foul. She almost did. The aggression was because of the frustration of the foul she felt that was not called earlier on. Wow. Oh, as Naomi throws the ball off her teammate's face. I don't know whether that was intentional or by bad luck. Roba, I know of a teammate who intentionally hit his teammate with the ball in the head because they had some beef at practice. Debbie Obunga trying to put the moves on Naomi, and she almost loses the handle. And nice, awesome by Christine to play the passing lane, and she goes for the easy layup. I'm still waiting for the day when a person in the Premier League, in the Ladies Premier League, will go on a fast break and throw it down.
You're still waiting for that?
Yes.
Dan? If that happens, I am sure it's going to be highlight even in ESPN.
I think ESPN will get a wind of that.
I think Medina can throw it down.
I've actually seen her throw it down double hand at Kasarani. I saw it with my own eyes.
Medina.
Yes.
I heard stories of Sarah Chan doing that during her younger days.
She's in attendance today, so we'll ask her.
Sarah Chan, please confirm.
Betty Kananu with the 3. She doesn't get it to go. Oh my God. Rita with another point blank miss underneath the rim. At some point, those shots are definitely making the difference in this game.
Yes.
And maybe when they go back to the drawing board and when they watch film, they will see that they had multiple opportunities to put this game in the bag, but they didn't. The jumper doesn't go, and Betty Kananu fighting on the last possession, tries to turn the corner. Nice hounding defense, kick out to Marianne. Marianne out to Debbie as Betty Kananu had the inside position because she's way bigger.
That looked like an offensive foul to me.
Nah. Bro.
I saw a lot of contact, a lot of pushing.
Listen, you don't punish someone for being bigger than you.
Yeah, you don't.
Betty Kananu is bigger and stronger than Maureen and Naomi. So she definitely has to take advantage of that size. Oh!
And answer right back.
As Ashley Minayo kisses it off the glass, I'm wondering who plays for Equity, who plays for the bank? Because the bank is supposed to be closed right now for Zetech.
And Zetech are just bugging it in.
But Ashley Minayo is saying, hey, you know what? We own you, we have the keys to your bank.
And then you say bank shots.
Nobody ever aims for the board.
No, I proved it to you today.
No. Listen, you know.
Don't tell
wait,
me
hold on.
to do that in a game.
No. Yeah, hold on, Roba.
Yeah.
Shooting with your Crocs on with no defense while you're laughing is very different than when the adrenaline is pumping and the fans are cheering and or fans are booing. You know, it is a very different scenario, brother.
Very different scenario. I agree with you. And I think as fans of basketball, you know, sometimes we love to see that. You know, you just throw up a prayer and God answers it.
And hopefully it gets answered.
Yeah.
Fans are still trickling in. There was a huge line outside Nyayo. There's some people who might have left work a bit late and they're coming in to check out the 8 o'clock fixture between Equity Bank Dumas versus Nairobi City Thunder. That's going to be one for the ages.
That will be one for the ages. One of the most anticipated,
matchups,
waited for matchups in the recent history.
East of Nile, south of the Sahara, north of the Limpopo,
yes,
and west of the Zambezi.
And west of the Zambezi. That's how huge our league is. And we're very proud of our league.
As Melissa Hakini inbounds it to, she kicks it out to Betty. Betty looking to cut the corner. Wide open 3 by Melissa, who has been quiet from the 3-point range, and we know that she is a good shooter. I wonder why. Nice turnover, nice steal. As Betty gets called for the offensive foul.
Is that another case of
No, now that was an offensive foul.
I think that is what happened in the last
No. Listen, we have the live. Later you can go and check it out.
Of course, taking advantage of size.
Yes.
And bullying.
Trying to bulldoze her way in.
Yeah.
Nice deflection by Rita Aluoch as Valerie Kemunto, she leads the charge. Debbie into Rita, and Rita gets one to drop.
Good court awareness.
Scores are 46-57. Yeah, that was very good court awareness. Another steal by Valerie Kemunto, and she's off to the races. Oh, that is a
technical.
If it was me, I will definitely call that as an unsportsmanlike foul. She made no play for the ball. In fact, it was a very dangerous play, a shove in the back. Valerie Kemunto could have gotten out of there with a very serious injury. I'm interested to see what referee Justus Akwesa will call. Yes, he calls an unsportsmanlike foul. Equity gets 2 shots with possession.
That's a frustration foul.
As Val rattles in the first one, scores are 47-57. As Val misses the second one. Again, it's small things like this that make the difference. Inbound by as Debbie Obunga is tightening her shots. Nice heads up play by Val. Foul and a basket. Wow. Equity are trying to put up a last-minute run. It is nice to see them talking to one another, having a mini timeout, unsanctioned and unauthorized. Debbie Obunga on the line with a chance to cut it down to 7, which he does. It's a 7-point game with little over 1 minute to go. Could it be a case of too little, too late? Christine with the long strides, a nice patience, and she gets it to go. That was a defensive lapse. As Equity, they are playing a full court press. And the last man got caught in no man's land. As Christine again, she deflects it out of bounds in the next possession. And possession remains with Equity Bank Hawks. It seems we may be coming to the close of this game unless a miracle happens. Chantal Kiobe with an unnecessary foul on Rita, who was about to make a very tough pass to a running Melissa Akinyi. Melissa Akinyi, formerly of USIU, formerly of Strathmore, Equity Bank. Ball is inbounded to Jemima Knight. Rita turns to the left. Valerie Kemunto with the long 3 comes up with an air ball. Equity Bank have shot a number of air balls in this second half of the game. Could be part of their undoing. Now we're trying to put the moves on Debbie. Debbie, formerly a Zetech player. She forces the turnover and inerrant pass. Jemima Knight out to the 3-point line. She comes up short. He quickly tries to contest to stop the fast break. Hey, there's a lot of contact on that play. Wow, I was wondering at what time the refs were going to call it. There was a lot of contact on that play. Jemima Knight was hounding down Naomi. And ladies and gentlemen, it seems like Zetech have this first one in the bags. They really seem to have Equity's number. Medina looking to put the moves, fakes a fade away. The drop doesn't go. Big rebound by Chantal Kiobe. Medina with a 3, and that one is the nail in the coffin. That's the final nail in the coffin. The icing on the cake. As this game comes to an end. Ladies and gentlemen, Zetech University Sparks take game 1 as Medina seems to appear in some form of discomfort. Stay tuned.